Son a chiad uad yn bliana ha skipin yn bana ag alpa I ddash yn sio ag Hamden. Agus wel, bad ciunan sa chiad iem Jeremy achgysyn hawl an y Serbia ei chichynja. Smashin bekan de chwtjum eith na clichataran I the manager gysori Pedro Martinez losa ach. Kishin te hachras lwg taikil jara sio y bring yn parkin nasinter son sio. Shoshing maha ag farke nashente en daarna game Jeremy ag skippen a halpe as had good falcha in Slovakia. A game at Toshku, Gidach Igersta, it BBC Alpe. Provision sul eicherig is maraha na buine a kind of dollar stake in a game so buien B ga. Serbia ag gevullig a show jij een graag a jano is following a day and now Israel. I say Scotland on hin sud dresiv ache. Wel, a loch arch falcher of good BBC Alpha Faravilshing a noch se farke nashente ag Hamden an the balle Glasgow agus well va duske a dorstig juice vating a shot on the Glasgow a tolliger will agree on the jersey oring a shot on the Hamden agus say kujera dogus be jail game acting a shot noch Alpe a tol in the Slovakia agus say tolliger them have drasta has Suzanne Lappen. Suzanne, thanks for being with us this evening. And Scotland started off this European qualifying campaign with a 0-0 draw away to Serbia on Friday night, and they're back here at the National Stadium and hopefully trying to get this European qualification ball rolling and 3 points as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think as you touched on there, you know, we're at home. It's the first home game of the campaign, so you know I'm sure the squad will want to go out and get 3 points, particularly after the other night. You know, the performance probably wasn't at the level we would have wanted, you know, albeit a point on the board, but it's important that we get 3 points here tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned Friday night there. We can have a look back at the best bits from that match. Few and far between, you have to say, though. The best chances for Scotland came outside the box. This one here from Erin Cuthbert. But overall, Suzanne, your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I think you touched on it there. I think on the night, I think the most disappointing thing was our inability to really open Serbia up and really test the goalkeeper. Most of the efforts were, you know, long range, as you say. Probably the best chances falling to Erin Cuthbert, who, you know, seems to be our biggest goal threat when it comes to these big games. And you know, I think the changes that have been made tonight, you know, Lisa Evans, Fiona Brown and Jane Ross, all former teammates at one point in my time, you know, I think they've got the firepower to, you know, come here tonight and hopefully change that.
You touched on a few things there, and Scotland haven't won a competitive match in 8 games. You have to go back to 2022 October when they beat Austria here. So how concerning is this run of form, especially in these competitive matches?
Yeah, there's no doubt it'll be on the players' minds, it'll be on the staff mind. You know, I think for 2 reasons that you touched on. It is a poor run, albeit, you know, the opponents have been difficult opponents. I think for that reason, you know, it becomes must-win tonight, but also your home games in any qualifying campaign are so important. And again, you know, I think we must get 3 points for that reason.
Let's hear from the manager now. Thank you, Suzanne. Well, the drasa huad arniach adish fakel is Pedro Martinez losa beka naparaya agus Shauna Hurcha.
4 changes from the team that played on Friday night. Just talk us through those to begin with.
Well, just players who are ready to go. Since a long time ago, all the players who come to the national team are looking for an opportunity. They are competing for a position, and we have 4 players that we decided are in the best form to face the game today.
Now, it's been a goalless start to the campaign. How do you expect to change that tonight at Hamden?
Well, I think we were very happy with the performance against Serbia. It is a positive result against the best opponent in the group, and obviously when we play at home, we're expecting to get 3 points to get the win. But Slovakia, we know them very well. We know the details of the opponent. First, we have to respect them to make sure we neutralize what they do well, but also we want to play our game and we want to offer to our fans goals and a good result.
You say you know the opponent well. What will they bring to the match tonight?
Well, we played against them 2 years ago, and we have been observing obviously the last 10 matches, the tendency that how they play is a team that they feel very comfortable on the ball. They have a lot of automatism in possession, so that area they can do it very well. But it's a team that probably can suffer in transition, can suffer in the duels, and can suffer if we increase the tempo of the game and we can play over football to move the ball side to side and be vertical from time to time from crosses and balls inside of the box. They can struggle.
And from a Scotland point of view, what do the team need to do tonight to guarantee those 3 points?
Well, just to play with confidence, to make sure the players play with the confidence that they can play the best game, obviously to dominate the opponent, to win the duels, to start, to impact the opponent from the beginning, to create chances, and as soon as we can transform one chance in our advantage, that will help them to express themselves on the pitch. This is what we are looking all the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
Siadagaibh Maha manager na Halapa Pedro Martinez Losa Hoshach I the game show as Kishnaga Mahanu at all a stay again a game show. Well, if she back Gala Suzanne and Drasa. Suzanne, I suppose I'm asking you this. We just heard there from Pedro. Is this a must-win game for Scotland? And I don't mean that in terms of qualifying from this group, but in terms of Pedro, the work he's done so far, and of course where this side is going.
Yeah, I think it is. I think there's no denying it's been disappointing not to qualify for the last couple of tournaments. I think it is a must that the girls qualify, but I think as we touched on, I think from a confidence perspective, they need a performance tonight. You want to see them go out and express themselves, enjoy themselves, and hopefully get that positive result. And
we've seen over the years, particularly when you think back to 2019, the buzz around the country with the World Cup. You want Scotland at the major tournaments performing well, because that's what attracts people to the women's game. Yeah, it's massive. 2019 was such a statement year. As I say, I think it's been disappointing that we've not managed to repeat that. I think it's imperative that we do for where the game is just now, domestically, and I think we need that success internationally too. A wee word, we must mention 150 caps tonight for captain Rachel Corsie, of course captained the side in that 2019 World Cup. Just your thoughts on that achievement from her? Yeah, it's massive. Again, former teammate, a friend of mine. I think she's had such a good career. She deserves every one of those caps. She's such a great player, a leader, and I'm sure she'll be wanting to go out and enjoy and get a result with that cap tonight. Yeah, she'll certainly be hoping for 3 points. Looking at the visitors, we better have a word on them. A side who love scoring goals, 13 goals in their last 4 games. Slovakia, what are you expecting from them? Yeah, I think they're really competitive, a really strong physical side. You look at the run of form they're on, they're scoring goals, which Scotland obviously aren't at the moment as well. So, I think Pedro touched on it. Scotland can't let their guard down. I think, the team that Pedro's put out are more than capable of getting the 3 points, but I think Slovakia, if allowed, will cause us problems. Let's see what happens. Thank you for now, Suzanne. Well, Hannah Skipian Chavor Jeshal Dunnell. I guess we will carry on having Suzanne with us here on BBC Alpha in our Gaelic commentary. But if you would like to watch the match with full English commentary, then Stuart Mitchell and Leanne Crichton will be waiting for you if you hit the red button now. Ach, in shot 8 BBC Alpha, be shinga fudach sa Gaelic. Agus wel mar hoort me be Suzanne Adol and kutje die Arnjak Adish is on our game na haitje noch. Erlang, bach playout.
Mór an tain gyfichal, mór an tain cwtioch de Suzanne, agus Suzanne gyfiching, so ys chwn ysbyrys gam eichging sio eg parc a hamden. Eich ifria son gem balcosio, chaniol cysgu an, agus y dysgu mór y fan tron o la hasyn falaf cwtioch. Agus na Skipian in ysd Gino Machydd parc a ha cedd giroch erichgal draste an Glasgow. Stadium a hawn a ha mór agus ha dúfas gemen in international ta eichging hart na blianigin agus stadium a han ganien snachad I bulach no fasge vlán en och gebi beichgal ma ha alapa Giano Kiliorgus na 3 pingin a ha se daing Rachel Corsie Chineamach mar a húrst Michael Kiad agus lichid kep in ist ag skipper na halapa agus sintioch iantach Chanili bulach a channel glue if Gemma Fay dachiad agus 3 kep eich se chi smór ag fel yn ar y chep dy galapa ach leis yn yr a hadioch iantach yn y jehan ceidd blin diog a ha I hyn y cydd siachad y cloich gan y skip yn asianta agus fi ys cwn cwysyn is on wn I fôr. Y sio ag y ffarc yn asianta gyda hasyn y dol sias y dosioch is on fawn asianta Slovakia. fáilte go chud fáin náisiúnta Slovakia agus a fuam go bhí na sáiste bulach san fáin náisiúnta na Halapa. Na fáin náisiúnta déisial agus na scipion déisial bréad laimh i chéile gus fáilte chur ir i chéile iad thoiseach chud an gime mód go ríú ha seo an in immert Alapa agus immert Slovakia fiach na Euros ar íon chatíana cústífir an an dói na bóna chu Alapa ná an fáig chatíadach puinge nach a chahhain i de líg agus big sin na facail cuitim mhór gotá iad Pedro Martínez Losa mar nach rá a fáin na 3 puingen iad thoiseach chora I seo inoch ag Camden na Slovakia. A sin feiking skipan na Halapa sin céad áireach bhó na bhacha aiche hunnig Gibson itar na puiste facail nóir sin Doherty, Clark, Howard agus Kirsty Smith a sa leine chúil. Rachel Corsi mar na thuirs mi céad slichid ceithbeich go se ise I mian an leine bhí an farce choirí Erin Cuthbert, Sam Kerr, nóir sin Fiona Brown Jane Ross agus Lisa Evans soas go háist fioch na tuile he se daing tuile hid a bhí go má prísealt a Galapa har siad in núine me dhérig. Slovakia atsan adul le trúd a Kinkul, Vortikova, Fischerokova agus Kosikova leine Gianna Hachkas in the Ked in Miana Farke sin Kapchanachkas and Dominika Skorkankova Gavi is 3 and Rachel Corsi in Mian and Koikner a Hachkas in Miana Farke shit agus Morakova agus Rabianska Gavi Huska Harst via na tul ein guys and Dahil who that's in the Israel Hunye. Our Rachel Jew Egg Hamden, Yelena Pejkova Pejkovic Gamilishgal ishe gavi skipper colliery skipper Croatia in Kedder of Geek a hacking show Egg Hamden noch. Suzanne, we see Rachel there, 150 caps. It's an incredible achievement, but what will she be seeing go back into that huddle to the Scotland team tonight?
I think they'll be desperate for a really good, strong performance tonight. Obviously, you know, it is all about the 3 points at the end of the day. It's a qualifying campaign, but you know, I think the girls are due a performance. As I say, I think we want to see them enjoying their football again. And it's been a long time since they've had that competitive victory. So, you know, I'm sure they'll see the occasion tonight, the chance to do that.
And looking at it, you know, Scotland should win this kind of game, but I suppose we said that on Friday. What's going to make that difference? Pedro Martínez Losa was talking about confidence all the time before the match, but what makes the difference for you?
Yeah, I think it is. It's that confidence and freedom to go and express themselves. You know, I can't look beyond the front line, if I'm honest. I think that front line is really, really strong. You know, all players that have played, you know, in the same club team before. You know, lots of international experience up there as well. And you know, I really think if they can combine well tonight, they can be the difference.
Alapa Giano Jeshal in game a chud gadal. A Rachel Jeshal a da skipper Jeshal. I guess Alapa in the game ein gadal. Sin Viking Slovakia. Gachal as a leach geheen. Torsoch groichen. Tors Corum de Galappe. Tokal van de Goel. Rotage in Viking. Het ik heb aan een koep bevindt daar. Ik is een keer mee geheenje. Wat ik Jorgen Waal lachen. Get nach de Reinat Moran Lish. Naar wat via ging in Cormen was het groeg. De Cormen maar hoorst. Suzanne is Michael Rollive hucht de Gering Cuthbert. En ze komen dus. Ach, Sin Viking. Nach alle Pajano Moran eerst dus als hij hier het minuut KU. Docherty aan. Gachal, wel, fijn kugunig. Zo'n zat alles jaag. Wees gebied, alle keer gebied heen. I guess in de te willen de te jaar gebied Kirsty Smith fijn zo is vaak. I guess fijn kan fijn schacha dit hier het lijnen hersen. Slovakia. Ching. Het eerstlich. Ze sport gitaar. Fiona Brown. Tuentag. Corman Noorsen en Corsi Gaskulik. Harish gaan het halen farewell Lisa Evans Café Ishe. Kirsty Smith die schachtes en gebitrang gekopper. Kari Gele. Evans hele te gebied gestoken is aan een bal zijn nog de stachie heen nach op de Reinishins hij de bal in de schaallag. Ze sport has Sam Kerr via een bal zijn eingerash. Is gorstig heen is het. Suzanne, we saw some good work from Lisa Evans and Kirsty Smith down the right, but you'd almost just want Lisa Evans to get that ball into the box.
Yeah, I'm surprised she turned back there. She was by the defender, you know, just take another touch and whip the ball in. That's exactly, again, what we were talking about, you know, is creating those chances and, you know, just being positive and confident that, you know, a good delivery and somebody will be on the end of it.
Merach is het voor Slovakia's Cuthbert Chingers, deze bal Chingers Chachach. Sin Viking, Gero Jane Roska EU, Fiona Brownewag, Kuristach Weil, I guess. Shin Shorsa Kunners de Ha aan een Erin Cuthbert. Het is Champions League in ban, I guess Gemmen de Galappe. Hij heen in de wie in de vorm Girach Meerwillig. Is son de pikken Gemmen in Meijere Geichgesche. Gurich, Koelach, Erin Cuthbert, is het. Rash, mag. Is het. Gewoon foste goal, is het. Prachtige. Lees Rachel de Suez. Ach, wat Joe Corum, is het. Ik galoppen. I think offside in the end, but we need more of that from Scotland.
Yeah, we do. Credit to Slovakia, they've pushed up and, you know, left Scotland in there, but that's the sort of ball that we need delivered, and, you know, we know how dangerous Sophie Howard can be from set pieces.
And she's not in any way afraid to get stuck in there against the keeper or anyone else.
No, she's not. She's probably renowned for that, to be honest. But that sort of delivery from Lisa Evans is, you know, what the manager will be expecting all night from her.
Evans of Alna Cheval is the shit gunne sport finish va Corsi agus Cuthbert Ching is Jachach Corum ek Slovakia Ching Sueslish Athene agus Morakova shit Fiaching Rifang Shachatid Nicola Doherty Jachafeu because it be stock kitchen coloria Haro I guess in the Jan Hall she slid Nicola Doherty I guess a half fakel Gillen Kutcher Mafalovs Gewel alle keer fijn kuchen gedal de serve rip in ist. Howard Han in eerste keer dat was er heen goed Sam Kerr. Heens Corsi's Cuthbert en Mian. En vaak de galoppen nog. Bal in eerste tuchtje te Lisa Evans. Het eerst Noorsen te Kirsty Smith. Smith, Giano Ma. I guess me jullie gevang een breepas aan. Fortunate slightly, but in the end we get the corner out of it.
Yeah, we do. I think Lisa Evans, though, under hits the pass again. She needs to get that in front of Kirsty Smith. Tell her just hit the first time cross into the box. But got an opportunity here from the corner to cause some problems.
Fiona Nichilagain in Ishtas and Noshan. Cuthbert, Jean Courage, Ha, agus Lisa Evans. Evans got her to dash to Fee Brown. Agus she Cuthbert to Han. Hula to Stoch with Why, like a big Fiaching at it Arikachach. She docher to Han in Ish, Giano, As, Yunsi, Noshan, Ihain, Ball, and Norse, Ars, Hunnefoster Hul, the Riest to Howard the shit, like Riest, Handshake Lee, Tinyamach, I guess, a fine Kagunig, a reach at it. Ball, Ars, the Shach, I guess. A good punch. Not a foul, maybe. I'm sure many would argue, but goalkeepers do get that level of protection.
Yeah, I think that situation there, it's always going to favour the goalkeeper. I think the ball in itself is not quite the ball you would want from that angle. But, you know, I think as you say there, you know, the goalkeeper is always going to get the free kick in that occasion.
Rabajanska shit irregal Shias. Vaihain Strie and I Nicola Docherty. Is Jugga Dollarstach, I guess. Glachki Hain as a vark, I guess. Collis is it great Chigorst Uhuedi Dollarstach Giaching in Unity of Ashit 8th Docherty. Action if I came Peter Koppen. Face could be in. Van Picanolo geschokt, could be at the cowl. Chegan a click er een achke. Rabajanska in de wie Chanuske per hakke nog se wachke ik heenje. I guess heen in de wie Janokama. Ach. Kyu Chilegrash Kassen. Smushin Joi big an taich van de lucht medicach. Via GJG kom het al weg colles. Geri Chigors de hoe die shit jach glachig. Broik as if hier show ek Parke Hamden. Parke maar hoors met tosho game Parke Scanjalan. Hos vria. Or a ganyan sheet de viaking en alpe harishit. De big an Shach ganyan is Mias en Galov. Krenchiova, can you find Kujan Gadal? Ach, bal, Gadal Max and Satal is Jack, I guess Alape and Corum Chile. Corsica Horste Clark. City Stocher TG Kalamach shit. He's hashing if I can Rabajanska. Jocha Chile Hunefarka Drast. Cayu Drast the high Kashkilior. Chile Hunegroich. Evans Gekar is het vandaag Sam Kerr Corum Tuentag. Is lesson. Femi Alape Tuentag is bekan op Tian Jano. Vostokova han Hilikalasjach. Ach veroorlog Cuthbert. Han Noorshin. Mikelanchova Gachau. Zijn faking Kata. Karsleut toch een cool Valape. Smith, if you can reach with Kars, Jane Ross, Dolly Unsi and Balshin, Gaming Chigli, Chini Macha the Hon. I guess the spot, Akution, Dollar Adele. Captain Slovakia, Ching Erstlish. Gang Rash, initiatives on the Darna Corum, I guess. Ganyan and Ching Schach for Vienna Farke, Lee Gibson, Chingamach, Gain. Suzanne Lee Gibson, maybe not Pedro's first choice these days, but at the same time, certainly not a step down with Sandy McKeever's injury.
No, absolutely not. I think Lee's proved time and time again that, you know, not just international level, club level, you know, Champions League nights, she is a big game player, capable of, you know, making crucial saves. And as you say, it's certainly not a step down. You know, huge experience as a player and naturally a leader on the pitch as well, to sort of command the back line in front of her. So, you know, I'm sure that she'll be delighted to regain her place in the side, and I'm sure she'll put in a strong performance.
Agus hafis gebi Sean Naja shit a chumal. 10 minutes in the gloch. Lechorum Kuyustoche Galappe. When the boy ars the Shach and the Voxic, Sophie Howard, the Foster Hulach, da Hurris, High Penis of Heat, to his way, Glock, Kulu, Line G and the Dart, to his way, the Golfstach Stoche, Broch Roy, the Chigley, Hashin, Faking, Givel Alappe, Kumal, Slovakia, Asaleach Gehin, son of Vorvor could ye, Ache, Rich, Gamprishik Shias. Corsi Gaskulla gemacht, good Lisa Evans. Hierheen, Jeff Dollarash, good Kirsty Smith get that. It's just more an aster as a click Shaw Gallup. She's faking Corsi Gairi get that. Gary Tuntag is a Gary Baller Assing gemacht, high generation. Mach goer in Cuthbert is Jack agus gahorst de Jane Ross agus wel gebeshit bullig vigi Gary ach game get Chickley Crunchy over Chinganol agus gachur mach his son Preposhan Jane Ross Hofask if tel out of 3 fiches to 3 de Galappe ach hast guntel a shaw Camden just sneaking in at the front post there.
Yeah, it was. I think Jane does well. I wasn't sure how much she knew about it, but she does well to get her head on it and direct it towards goal.
Inist, she Evans a hand. The lot of Oxik, a Churish Jack East. Makes it East, Clayhitter and a lane chin got him Nahalapa, Chingish Jack Lish. Cuthbert of Afiach and Nunsi Croy, Evans Lish East and Nunsi Aikaheen. A chin for Chig and a Clayhitter and Gian. I guess Alapa Kumal and Kuchumshin Aid Till Slovakia Trina Kehra Chodam and Avaka Shaw. Scotland queuing up with the chances. Cuthbert to Hanlish Gata Ihain Gahorst Richan Hall Hadalaraska Doherty Kaila Ach they will mach Tiv Hall Elaine, Tiv Hall na Park, show at Camden. Corsi Fiachan Pick and Spunug with the Stach of the Groichen to Galappe. Haynes, Kers, Cuthbert, Damian, Farket. Tilly is John of Cushion, Yeno Gasted, Balshin, Arst. Continue Fashkid for Sophie Howard. You see Pedro there. What are we? 13 minutes in. What do you think he'll be thinking so far?
I think, you know, we've had a couple of opportunities again, similar to Friday night. They're probably half chances. You know, not clear-cut chances. I think, you know, that evidence there from Sophie Howard trying to play that ball. You know, I'd be asking my midfielders to be demanding it off her there. You know, like Sam Kerr, Rachel Corsi, Erin Cuthbert, you want to be getting the balls through them and asking them to go and create for the forward line. I think, you know, there's a danger that we start to force it. It certainly wasn't on in that occasion. You know, particularly Rachel Corsi, she's getting lots of space and time in that midfield area, but you know, rather than trying to go long and diagonal, I think we need to try and get Sam Kerr and then Cuthbert in the game a little more.
Is that maybe the difference between someone like Rachel Corsi, who's played so many games but so many at centre back, then playing centre mid, as opposed to someone who's maybe more used to playing in that centre line?
Yeah, I think so. I think that at times there you can see she's naturally drifting back. You know, she has played midfield, you know, at certain points in her career. Obviously she's more renowned for being a centre half. She's very, very comfortable on the ball and, you know, certainly capable of picking a pass. But, you know, I think if we're talking about who are the most creative midfielders in the team, it's Sam Kerr and Erin Cuthbert, and right now we're probably not playing to their strengths.
Go corm yn gilior ach go syniach yn cyw channing as a leher ar y hun as y hiad le. Clark is Howard ha mi yn y lein o chwl to galop yn och. Clark clychadar Liverpool. Gehorst de clychadar Aston Villa. Lisa Evans I hyn y clych de Bristol City gilior gan y skipper sio galop y clych hias yn assassin iach. I ganyan sy'n hanad fain corm diolch na cael I chyn y hyrsid I anw eich dyr y chele. Ach Cuthbert ti'n falaf leis ach diolch began cws cwtjum idd sydd foer yn Cuthbert agos. I hyn, wel, chaneli toletxe leis mar yr oeni o sydd. Bal, Gerwch ar y gol ymach oedd y tyf hawl. Howard y dol ar hon. Hyn, eis mar hwst. Suzanne Corsydd Chyn Doin, son y fyd. Sy'n ffeiking y hwle chi yn y skip yn y halapa ach y fain Lee Gibson as y le ex-Slovakia drastach. Sy'n ffeic al nach y môr yn Rwman. Smith gydag a hwrst y Sam Kerr. Kerr yn orsyn dig Evans agos sé Smith a hac aing yr as bal a snoc y fan Tarsain. Agos I ganyan sy'n chana ag a siachad eith yn y cleichydr yn gian. And Suzanne, that's just exactly what you were saying, getting the likes of Sam Kerr into the game.
Yeah, I think so, and I think there Lisa Evans times the ball much better for Kirsty Smith, who's able to hit it first time. I think, you know, if we can get those players in those sort of areas and get the ball either whipped across front post or stand up back post, we've got a chance.
Clark, a shock, a hurst ash the Gibson ek a hul. Had for Beka Noel a shit for Morachkova ach. Eerst se spocht ha Slovakia dollar ash doing van da line ha sin de gered. Is gaan je laat gal terug se bi get de weg bal galop fat in jesked. Smith a han ma ching is jach ga goed genoeg voor de goal. Ha shit. Is een faking Fee Brown bal dal shacha dodde. Is een vaak al Tocher te gahatal isteach de Corsi. Corsi I hyn, chun y spot finish. Ach ysyd Sam Kerr. Tirach chana I hi achyd yn bawl chwyr yn lafan y Cheekley. Peter Kuppen ysyd Art Kutche. Fer PhD eke an y fi Kutchig Spors. Hwydde fo ol hi y Bratislava. Jolas môr eke her fi sgwn y skipper sio o gafilis a hochgi ac smyrsyn gyma jolach ydyn nhw cleichydr yn ex-Slovakia. Snyn iarst yn achge. Clark, Lorach, Bal, chna iach Corsi, Rhys Shin Rud Big Gurridge. With Kirsty Smith. Een bal bullig dol geloos we galop e giri ach Evans dol shacha dir hier che bal en Norsen is jach tirach chin far baune vroik ek was de kova gesine vaak al galop e tune dag is jach riest hule che ach finally Gibson isolation gonna varke Smith is Evans vier Henry kleigeitere Ganila tirach koper Maravig, Lisa Evans, Neil Kirsty Smith Gary. Satal Art, Junsi, Leir Slia. idir Sophie Howard agus Kirsty Smith alapa gaing arás gitá. Jenna Clark fiaching I héin pick an rú mainach. Amy Joch tún ag ríist. San trúr a sé te galapa Corsi Clarkus Howard gun cúchim sa bíora. Sna feiking Erin Cuthbert de fiaching rí pick an aster a chud isteach an a gráichach. Bhfuil sí an choslúteach a dráasta. Cuthbert a hánleis a scoúla an nóir sin to Sophie Howard. Chana meiche sé céad Kirsty Smith agus ríos teach a túnta ag arás. Gan chom túnta ag céad suas thoiseach ar a héin. Ach Erin Cuthbert a fein cúgúna go réiteir sin. Sa spot gotá a Corsi deach fein cúsin arás gotál. Agus Sophie Howard go chaáil an nóir sin na míana farca. Tinga there le arab an a bharach cá Slovakia anist. Corsi brísigh sin sios agus Gianno Gama gonna bhí tar seachad a serve rip. A cúsin díreach gan mór an de fátar an na seo. Skip a you. It just all seems a bit pedestrian at the moment, Susanna.
Yeah, it does, and I think Scotland are not helping themselves either when we take two Slovakia players out the game. We're then turning back to sort of do it again. We need people to turn and be positive and be brave on the ball, and you can see there when we slow it down and we take 2, 3, 4 touches, Slovakia will come and presses, and fortunately on that occasion there they didn't manage to make the most of it. But I think Pedro's got to be asking people to be more direct, more forward thinking, and increase the tempo as well.
And especially when we've seen so often 21 of the 22 players in one half of the pitch, there's just no room.
Yeah, no, there's not, and sometimes I think we're just guilty of overplaying it or trying to find that perfect pass. Someone's got to need to take the ball and and drive and commit players and get Slovakia moving out of position to create that space to exploit, because right now it's all in front of Slovakia and it's it's far too slow as well.
Cuthbert I héin I túnta céad a thoiseach ar a héin ach gachaáil an nóir sin Matav Kova. Agus is sport. Well, hat a chord sin riar an Cuthbert ach hat a chord a fricars de bheiche sé de gráich drís réitere a bharach Pejkovic. Cronach ug an Cuthbert agus sinna fácail chom ag Slovakia cúsin deach a cúteam a bhóra chud caú son bic an chicken all art suas a ghearag amach le dochartaí. Ir a cúlú a shit, well, bic an cús ir a bhail son Scornan Kova ach bí Peter Koppen caú tálaite. From a Slovakian point of view, they'll just be happy 0-0, keep it like this as long as they can.
Yeah, they will. I think they've clearly came to set their stall out to make it difficult for us and limit the space. Certainly we haven't.
Evans a shit the Smith agus a ball go art suas shachad in a vachetar sin gonna hiad chom in a bheith galapa le pick an Aster as a game, Evans a chingar erslish, tuned ag arás go horsta, Kirsty Smith a go orog boxe, ach diolch roarst, a shit a riist. She's going to have to hit the target from that distance.
Yeah, I think she should just put her laces through it there as well. I think she's tried to sort of side foot it and try and bend it, but just put her laces through it and get the power through the ball. I think before that we were touching on Slovakia. They certainly are going to be the happier of the two teams so far. They've came to sit behind the ball and make it really difficult and frustrate us, and it's got to be said so far that is working for them.
Cheekly Slovakia Korenchigova roi pulachadal an a leor réitire ach and he must be fine Karsnolik van de réitire draste Núne Huki sonne Satalamach of a shit Corum inis Jake Cuthbert's Corsi Bálach with Suez Igunsi of Oxa. Care Fashgiv Varakiv Fiona Brown Suez Irod of Oxa Hashin Faking Lage Corsis Clarks Howard Lefeu Balashjach Bekante Puchtigs Dances Limitig van Goors Jach Bal Gagal Gurich Brown and Orson Gahud Mian Evoxa Howard I guess Vashin it Tuchta Maria the Trace Corum Howard Eka Fosta Ghoul Achid Trace Corum Hanagat until Teresa Varach. It wasn't quite third time lucky for Howard there.
No, it wasn't. I think it's the best chance of the game though. It's a great ball from Fiona Brown. You know, she's come through a lot of players there. You know, maybe difficult seeing it at the last minute, but I think, you know, by Sophie's standards, particularly with her head, you know, that distance from goal, she'll be disappointed not to at least get it on target.
Bacon Mishnach gas a shit stoch uit de galappe I guess the slow show Camden can fighting Kieten stoch in Miele brain vaker nasente Fiach en Chechek alappe de 3 pingen kutremach Shenain as in Jimmers Jeremy show ach en ik jou nille ha in Cuthbert de Gawlach brain Jenna Clark ma like at Liverpool just with Cassius Jack of the Groy I guess appreciate she is I guess a fine or stack Suez a shit for Lee Gibson Corsinish tune tax Kate the Hosha had a hein Fiach Cavel na Bjarnen Can it do Jiach is a vintage me Yerich of picking a Varakaster as a quite gallop Shinaha Yi Kajeku Sabi Stochus is Boch the horse mission and Haster at Dalmachas Evans Gita Fiaching Suez Elena Good Jane Ross could Kujum Ishit Eve Fisherova Ekahul I guess Alapa Fang and Kugunig Fang and Breposhan. And that's something we've seen so often over the years from Jane Ross, just keeping the pressure on the defender no matter what the outcome might look like.
Yeah, not giving up. You know, I think it's really important. She's going to have to do that tonight, and you know, she's managed to win an important corner for Scotland, and you know, again a chance to put the ball in, give the likes of Sophie and Rachel something to attack.
Erin Cuthbert, Dolomach, Gagal. Dalav Suez, Capitiation and Kiel Hugas to Jiffer Clayson a Hachka Ball, Art Suez kind of Foster Hula Ham, Sophie Heard, Connevail, I guess Girach is Jachif, Lavan a Chickley, Acharish, Marahur Suzanne, Corum, the Clayhinter and Shenang is Jach. Slovakia Kata, Brishik, Mianach Lua Suez of Harke, Femi Kirsty Smith, the Feichgelach, Dalarash, a heen for Hutchum, a shit for Himerova, a hood until a Hehenia, a ball shit, big and Kusro Arst, is Jachan of Oxide, Skor Vankova, I guess, she's a faking Alapa and Norshin, Fiaching a teen, Nornachel, Slovakia, well, Charot, Jeshel is the Darline of a shit, Norshin Jach, look at the Daster Machas a Groich, I guess, look at Corum. Skip Slovakia, fine Jeshel, they should do in the line. Evans got horse to Sam Kerr in it. He hain. Like it's again a match in the Lions. He hains. Lisa Evans like pick on the Chora Gechter it. We hain Jay Bachor Gavivigiano. Ach, she Cuthbert's course to draas the. Fiaching the Kushinarig de Galappe. Evans Leish Gehorst Caillou Fashk with Jane Ross. Mission of faking Sam Kerr. going ar ashanis agus Sophie Hurd an Norsin Kirsty Smith ching ar slash Corsi Norsin tune agus Jack Hain Slovakia dras le Jechnet as in faking Gavel Rabianska ar gáil sias a ríist agus alpa fiachani Brag Allen Colm sin Docherty leis Paulus Jack agus Arst Shachat Docherty Javi Tolich leis sin agus mar horse me Rabianska sias Scotland trying to take advantage of the extra player, but just the final ball not quite working out.
Yeah, disappointing, you know, from Nicola Docherty there. I think she'll be disappointed as well. Real opportunity, particularly with Slovakia having a player down to capitalise, but disappointing ball into the box.
Chanel Kus, Collis, Caillou, Gibi, Hummus, Chile. We'll see. Well, both managers get a bit of a chance to speak to their players at the moment. In a way, Scotland have kind of gathered themselves in the middle of the pitch. What will they be saying to each other? What do you think the messages need to be at the moment?
I think it's you know, increase the tempo. I think it's just all far too slow. You know, I appreciate it is really difficult when a team is, you know, just camped in and, you know, limiting the spaces, but the only way to get them moving and break that down is to increase the tempo of our play. I think you can almost sense as well that there is a lack of confidence in the team. People that, you know, I've watched for years who you see get the ball and have confidence and be direct and take people on. You know, their first instinct tonight seems to be to pass or turn back, which is, you know, very unusual. And you know, maybe that signs that, you know, the team are a bit low in confidence, but you know, they need to galvanise each other, you know, and they need to increase the tempo and, you know, try and impose themselves in this game.
Sinna feiking Rabianska Dolje draste Slovakia hast Geno Jeshal gus che ila horst id na hatische sinna tigchin gire Zembarayova a hakavi chain id agus she a haun sinna feiking an ara hu getachers inis agus in game it staat is on a serve rape de galoppe Cormele na kliche erin van de hoel geu art soes maar hoors me out of Keith Diak Zembarayova a ha Chinev she goed chachat unu klik is een staartje enigtje Chorus fichit beiche nicht gan is op een nationteg Slovakia agus mar sin hai le Joe Jolos Barak Jolos gejara na Nikola Robajanska gedraaste ha sin feiking Slovakia fochum Balkovicing is jaach voor Fiona Brown van een foste goal Jenna Clark to the show van een wuil ach gera je gedarne bal tuchtjum de heese bi aan een linie got him na halappe in Leinchin shot against the British garage then a line can buy or it sin feiking ball ars the Norsen so as the eerste Junsi Brown nach ganaigi iets fasketchen kusraske de cheekly Bayova, Dalstach on the line uit, Manava, Rabajanska, Riest, Slovakia, Ching and Erst, Bal, Igiachinli, Cool, Kosh, Lisa Evans, Tiochari, Mach, Id, Kianafarke. Nice back heel here, but Lisa Evans did well to get back and cover the danger.
Yeah, she did well initially to recover and then, you know, overhits it, and, you know, Slovakia with an opportunity of their own to put the ball in the box.
Mikolayova, Junsi and Harakas. En hij gaat Shachat de first ice, maar sin sport tussen de Viking. Lee Gibbs in a fiachan I cúsin a chud godal. Ha catá Slovakia at Chile chunne Shorse style hede viachke gesleutach fiachan tjoch hoe sie aan halp en fiachan de Jano Boeghoek. Smith Garst en Ash de Howard. Russian firste Svein Clark maatjach ein voor smach ach sne vaak al die eerste calcusion tjoch sleutel gereest de galop. Yes. We gaan in Jeffer Drive van de gelijk erin zoals gehaard staat. Jechem Truure has het dikke goed. Clarks, Corsies, Howard, Jeno Kesleutach. Evans nish le Corum Brishy is Jach en de Vokse. Hij vangt Darne Corum nish bal voor de Jach. Ach, en Noorsjen Gierach is Jach de Laven. Itje Glee. Vies echt geheen naar Elkusen Dalle. I guess hier Corum, I guess in Darne Corum Joch Dolagoli shit at Lisa Evans. It just seemed to go wrong in kind of every way it could.
Yeah, I mean, she does well initially to create that space, but there she's got to pick someone out there. You know,
Brown is daar Vokse, Kamelishkal, Suzanne, hij heen Dolleschach, Igunsi en Tarakic, Balleschach, hij heen de Kamas het Jane Ross, I guess it eerst Groa, Jach Tuchum, shit te galoppen. Brown is eerst viering, Shane nine nach Chile Gratila ha Bartovic Kova. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, that's all right. No, I was just saying that, you know, when you get into those sort of positions, and I think that's been telling, you know, over the last few games for Scotland, is when we do find ourselves in those positions, the final ball is letting us down. You know, Lisa Evans has got to pick someone out there, either, you know, drive it to the edge of the box or pick someone out of the back post, but to put it into the goalkeeper's hands from that distance is just really disappointing.
Viking Brown, gehorst Noorsen de Gathbart, heen de dansers, Jack van de Boksevik, gehorst de Ash, shit, Fiona Brown nach Geroshin, Fuse Fashkid en Tarakic. Ha, Evans, Noorsen Tunta, heen, going as a Vokse Fiachin, gehorst de Ash de Gorsi, Cuthbert, Voaster, Geta Fiachin, Recluve, as a Norshan. And we saw Brown with the chance, then Cuthbert with the chance, but still nothing really challenging the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think that again they're half chances. I think the initial one, Erin does really well to set it up for Fiona Brown, and then again, you know, I'm not surprised Erin takes it on because, you know, we've been lacking shots at goal so far. You know, this one from Fiona Brown, I think she could have maybe got a cleaner strike on it. I don't think she connects the way she wants to, but, you know, again, it's not clear cut, but, you know, it is better that we're managing to link up in and around the box.
And everything been done, at least in that final third, just that little bit quicker instead of what we're seeing at the halfway line.
Yeah, I think so. It needs to be 1 and 2 touch to get that space and create that half a yard for a shot at goal.
Cuthbert Maha Tunta, Horst de Gorsi, heen Talmach, Gu Doherty, Brown en Ishtka Ein. Fiachani Brishing is Jach en de Vokse, Hai Genoshin, Gajarigash, Gu Sam Kerr, Achanai Kerr en Kassaike, Fine Chemical de Veil, Action at Horst Corum, Norshin, de Slovakia, Chile Gatin, Hashin a Faking Kuchok, for Rachel Corsi, Stri, Son of Veil. I guess he fine Karst Vuye, hij fijn nog Kerson, Hiesje in een minuut, en mismensen gedoet, en krijg je Slovakia nog, just Dorn met een bus, and shit. We saw Rachel Corsi asking why, but I think when we see the replay, it will be fairly obvious.
Yeah, I think Rachel's perhaps, yeah. I mean, there isn't, to be honest, there isn't much in that. I think Rachel's just trying to, you know, shrug her off. You know, her shoulder does connect, but, you know, there's no intention there whatsoever. The referee straight with a yellow card.
yn darna sialach o roi chopulach noch je gos is van mi ced sy hyd dal mach van mi ced y dosachs van mi swinching gyda waf o hwyddiach sé ciawn Rachel Corsi van de hockey y ciawn agus I fiaching agus is 3 son o fyd coig minach yn ynysg gw leúnie haast gantel alpa cyúla trína cehydd le chorman ball source yn ysg ag Iwnsi Lisa Evans ach the jarig amach agus leine cool na halapa fochutjum riist Vostokova Chingerer slash I heen gaskele gemach Mishit de Morachkova bal bal vria van is Jack go me an avokse Hemerova hoeden tel like hunje Jirok got it straw leunje do skip Slovakia fiachen recudration tel of a shit I guess shin gemak on Norstach much more dangerous than it seemed maybe on the first showing.
Yeah, I think we were comfortable, but again it shows that Slovakia, if they can win the ball, when we are taking those 2, 3, 4 touches, they are capable of causing problems. I think on that occasion, we were in position. Nicola Doherty was comfortable, but we can't afford to switch off.
Care. Mian Farke, Chunta Garash, Norshin, Jane Rossa Haching, again see a pass for Rachel Corsi. Soas, Anish, Fee Brown, Kish, and Jachlav, Chlachgug, Ushid, Fiona Nikilogain, Fang Aslish Caillou, get the Vigiat Lava Chlachgug. Chorum, stop it, in a Chorum. Drawn Frischig, Doherty han, Bali shall Stachach, ha Crunchy over, Ching Stach, go Mach, Gamalishkaku, or Vuxevic, I guess, Shinjach of Hakal. Kilgroichen, a Prischig the Gallopa. Ball through when a cheekly and a toy. Gag on this Cunners the Bulloch. De line of na halapa Kirsty Smith the glach go geta agus a Chingerer ta Jay Hanik farna bainge Zembarayova I hein jach go horste Doherty agus Sna faking Corum Shaw getting Cuthbert inisht Chingerer Ross in a glach go get Kulu line of Gian agus Sna faking pikante de chorig pikante the Breeneter, Clychador na Halapa, and you just see kind of how frustrated the Scotland players are getting with the first half display so far.
Yeah, they are. I think they're getting frustrated that they can't seem to find that opportunity, create that space for themselves. I think they'll go in at half time, and I think they'll realise themselves that the play's been far too slow. To give themselves any chance of breaking a side down who's sitting behind like this. They need to up the tempo.
Shin faking Gata Slovakia Chingistach and Voksa. Shin the Skirlig at Falov Gata le Jenna Clark. Shin faking Gata Groer and Cuthbert. Shit big and Kusroch Rui. Fiaching and a ball lying at Ash. I guess it is the Alapa for Hutchum van a servrip, maar vaat van a vrip van Oshan. We can pick on Venutchin. Da Lav Suez. Voor Mikolayova. Bal Ching is Jach. Ganning gaan voor de ui. Er is het. Chevan. En ik ga voor Kjaun Alapenach. I guess Mierig ha Sam Kerka scoop again fall Sunset Alice Jach. She's fighting to be Kehith Minach in Navarach. Caillou Rihing Jerigi Headley. Sin isteach an y céad minute yna sydd y draste. Gyntel, Lee Chorman y galapa. Ach, chwn o môr yn y farach gyda Lee Chorman on. Agus Jerry hyd le ha sio. Sonic Slovakia. A ha feil fiaching rwyd gyn y gych. Van de Jerry hyd le agus gydera Giano sin. Bal y beichgal mi hymig cael y fwgse. Fa Lee Chorm ag Bartovic Kova. Rwyd gyn i Giano leis I hen y fain Cormele gachwyd ysdiach yn y fwgse. Tŵndag yn eistedd sy'n y feiking. Captain Slovakia. Ach, sy'n diolch y brisig si ysgaif sy'n an y doi mar a fa. Dy galop y chwatrich sy'n hyd le ha sio. Ys chanel môr an aster y dol. Ec alop y sio. Ys at y Giano. Jeshalson stoch yn corm y irig. Bal y fria ha sydd sŵysgw. Fi Brown I hen gachwyd yr eerste yn Cathbart ach diolch becan cws yn y feil dda sydd. Ag sy'n y ffagal corm yn oers Nick Bartovic Kova I wal amach agos bal chlirig amach as yr ad. Jay Visek, Pedro Martinez los ar I ra ag le únie. Christian mi hen diolch mar a halap y cleich chanel môr an aster as y cleich achge. Ag sy'n y feichging as y leha sio. Nyr a had doleg becan aster. Geweld y fain na le corman sy'n as. Bal y fria nôr sy'n nôl Evans wair yn Cathbart I hen gyhors dy Sam Kerr. Mae fiach yn cyywyd Sam Kerr ach Chanel Kerr y fain yn corm dat I an o leis. Far ciawn Lys Evans y sydd agos alap y fiach yn cwtio my chwmal idd Slovakia ag y chwl ach tirach casas diach yr y groig far nach roed reidir y gairi agos Slovakia yn oes yn torst aster sy'n bi y machas y groig agos y Chigli Karenciova y Chiniamach Gamlaes gael Karenciova a han y Chigli Chiniamach haast minad gyleid I gol must be y leia sio siachat Kerr, tŵndag yma fiach yn ei Horsti Smith ach a I hen yn y cael ti'n stiach yn y fwg sy'n sydd agos far broig a mi smynio hw y cleich ydyr Gian Rhain Lee Gibson gleifa diolch cwys nhw chwymal cwynan Mae'r cofa fan ti'n stiach yn y fwg a mi smynio gyda cael sŵa hwg far chas Sophie Howard agos San y ddeiging ag jirig I hydlu ha cwysyn haast cwyyn yn gyntel y sioeg Hamden. Stiach yn y fwg sy'n rhys ta Slovakia. Tŵndag fria y sydd. Ach, mae jirig yn cwgwyn o gydol tyf Rachel Corsi. Os yn y feiking Zimbroia. Hannig Farafengi. Tŵndag fria van tyfystwyf ook agos I diach a fiaching idd bicant y fiarn a chrwch I geheenach chanai idd sy'n iano na cehydd minat yn siachat agos spocht a han y cehydd minat yn farach a sy'n siachat ar reityre gar tors gw le únie Sophie Howard le Corman Tri jefer le Chorman chanadw y feich gysio a sy'n hyd le ag ffost y chwl Corm cwtioch ag Kirsty Smith agos bachor stocha alapa y fydd hosioch edrych na Corman y fach gysyn fag yta Joe Chorm ag Slovakia ag jirig roichen Lee Gibson is jay yn bal o ting a mi smynio hwg torswch far chas Sophie Howard cwmal cwysyn gyntel y sio ag Hamden agos egle únie ha alapa yn ioni agos Slovakia yn ioni.
Tablets y gydera elang wel alapa stri o delo cyunan y ddies gyntel y dolostau aig le hwyn ioni yn ei Slovakia agos eif sy'n biach y draste fo Suzanne Lappen. Suzanne, Once again, 0-0 with Scotland, and just, I suppose, if they've dominated the ball, dominated the play most part, but just lacking that cutting edge once more.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt we've dominated the play, but I think it's been far too slow at times, a bit pedestrian. It's all in front of Slovakia. It's hard to break teams down. Of course, it is when they come and they sit in as they have, but I think we've been far too slow in the way we've moved the ball, and just haven't created enough chances.
We can have a look back at the best chances, certainly from a Scotland point of view. Almost similar to the highlights we saw from Friday night's game. Probably most of these you'd put down as actual half chances, but yeah, like you're saying, just Scotland just maybe being a bit too slow and just not having that cutting edge. Yeah, I think, and I said it in commentary, there's players there that week in, week out are very direct with their club sides, and they're turning back. I think that's kind of been the story of the night, and they are half chances. Of course, there's opportunities there, like Kirsty Smith probably could do a little better with the strike, but we certainly haven't cut Slovakia open and created numerous chances. They're all sort of in front, and little flicks here and there. This is Sophie Howard. It's probably one of the better chances, but again, we haven't really worked the Slovakia goalkeeper. Probably not enough so far in the game. We'll obviously look at this from more of a Scotland point of view, but do you credit Slovakia at all for the way they've defended? And I don't know, have they frustrated Scotland, but any credit to them? Yeah, I think so. They have came with a game plan to sit in and frustrate, and they certainly are doing that. I think, if truth be told, that last 5 minutes there, they were probably finishing the half the stronger of the sides, created a good few opportunities of their own. So I think the manager will be pleased with what he's seen so far from his team. Just before we look at that chance at the end there from Slovakia, does a buck have to stop a wee bit at the players here tonight? Because like you're saying, it is a bit slow, and plenty of people through the last few days have looked at Pedro more than anyone, but it's more or less a lot of the same players from Friday night, and it's the same result almost. Yeah, I think so. I think naturally everybody looks at the managers. I played the game for a number of years though, and I think as an individual and as a player yourself, particularly when you step over that line, the manager can set the team out, set the tactics out, but you've almost got to, have in-game management as well and be able to see it and correct it. And, there's experienced players in that side with, over 100 caps in some of them, and, they need to step up, and we need a big second half performance. Yeah, and they nearly went in. Like you said, Slovakia did have that big chance towards the end of the half, and we can have a look back at it now, and it was Morakova, number 15 for Slovakia, and it was a smart save from Lee Gibson. You'd probably expect her to make it, but this was a warning sign. Yeah, I think it's comfortable in the end, for Lee Gibson. But again, it's overplaying, it's turning back. This time, Sam Kerr, and it's a great strike. You've got to say, Lee Gibson will save that all day long. But as I say, as the half ended, Slovakia were coming more and more into the game. Scotland overplaying it a wee bit at times. Do you think they need to move it more? Yeah, they need to move it quicker. I'm not sure if they know the direction they're wanting to go. I think where we're getting it out wide far too many times, we're cutting back inside. The final ball, when we do get into really good opportunities in the final third, is been disappointing. And I think there'll be some straight talking in the dressing room from the girls. They'll know that it's not been good enough, and they'll know they'll need to come out in the second half and bring a better performance. Let's see what happens in the second half. Thank you for now, Suzanne. Wel, y drast sy'n naddyshaking ag Leo Hwnia. Gymi orsnach, hanil yn clic ar y hashin, gyfi y clyn dyn fwy, hanil I clic ynoch, hanil I sy squad ynoch, chai I the gortach yn y Serbia sy game is falafan y dau. Ach, ha Hwnia y cor to the colony skip in a halapa, sio gaif maha. Sandy, nich Kievar. Sandy, back with the Scotland team, your fourth time now with the side, back in the squad. How does it feel to be back?
I'm loving it. Each camp I've been on now, I've settled in a bit more. As I said, I think when the girls are so welcoming, and I knew a couple before I came in, so I think it was always nice to have a few familiar faces. Before we look ahead to the new qualifying campaign, let's reflect back, and particularly your first cap for Scotland, your first start as well at Hampden. Just what are your memories of that night? Oh, I loved it. I remember saying after the game at the time, Like, I think for any Scotland player to have the debut at Hampden, I mean, I don't know where else you'd probably want it. But even little things, I think I remember walking into the changing room, seeing my name on the back of a shirt, and it was like done properly with the little mark, the capital I, and little things like that you don't really get anywhere else. So I think that feeling just emphasised to me that I felt like I was somewhere where I belonged. My mum and dad were there. Yeah, I mean, I think for them as well, seeing how excited I was and how proud I was to wear the Scotland shirt for the first time, I think they were as well for me. It's definitely a game I'm always gonna remember.
Looking at this Scotland side, and particularly those games in the Nations League, results didn't go the way the side would have wanted to, but how do you reflect back on them?
Yeah, I think bittersweet. I think with every campaign you've got to take the positives somewhere. Obviously not the results went how we would have wanted them to. A game against England, a game against Netherlands were tight games, only one goal in it, but I think at the end of the day that competition's finished. We've now got this next Nations League campaign coming up, and for us the focus is going into those games and trying to win them.
How big is the potential within the Scotland group?
Massive. I think the players that we have now at the top of the game, likes of Erin, likes of Kaz, but then also younger players coming through, I think that was something that also probably like caught my eye, and maybe people don't realise from the outside, but the young players coming through that one day will be the ones that are starting and leading us out in tournaments in the future. Looking ahead then to the new qualifying campaign, what's the main target? I think the main target is we've got to qualify. Every player wants to be at a Euros, at a World Cup, and for us we want to be at Switzerland next year. I'd love to sit here and say we're going to win every game from now until then, but however we get there, I mean, there's a few different routes. However we get there, we just want to be there. From a performance point of view, what do you think that the side need to maybe improve on? The conversations that we've had as a team and a staff group quite regularly, especially last camp, I think the big thing for us is just having the confidence and the self-belief. We talk a little bit about ego, but having confidence in the right way, you know, not arrogance. And I think for us, if we can go out onto the pitch, regardless of who we're playing, whether it's someone below us or above us in the rankings, we need that confidence and that trust in each other that we can go out and we can compete against these teams and we can come back with 3 points. And that belief that you talk about, is that something you're talking with the manager about as well, Pedro? I mean, a little bit. I think these are conversations we probably have internally as players, you know, because Pedro and the staff will have what they want us to do tactically, technically, but at the end of the day, the players on the pitch, we're the ones that can kind of put those plans into motion. Speaking of Pedro, let's go back to when you first came into the squad. What were the initial conversations with him? All positive. I remember the first time he contacted me with the possibility of going over to Scotland, and straight away I was really excited. I always like working with different managers because I think you pick up, you know, their styles, little things, that how they approach things. I think he's very detail orientated and specific, which I think works well with me because I think that's how I like to work. I like information, and so far him and his staff I've really enjoyed working with. You mentioned that phone call. Easy decision? Yeah. The right one in the end as well? Yeah, definitely. When he first messaged me, I was straight on the phone to my dad because I thought, what have you been up to, thinking he'd put something in behind my back. But yeah, I mean, it's something that I'd had in the back of my head for a while now, but you need to be wanted, you need that invite, if you like, and to get that from Pedro, yeah, it wasn't a long decision. Looking ahead to these really important games, Euro qualifiers, how important is it that you get off on the right foot? Yes, it's important. I don't think it's going to be campaign defining if we don't, but we certainly want to put front foot going forward. We want to have 6 points coming out. I think for us, that's where we want to be, but if it doesn't happen, you know, we're not going to be panicking. We've still got another 4 games after this as well, so we'll see how it goes. And how much are you just looking forward to playing at Hampden again? For us, that's probably where we want our games to be. I mean, it's a national stadium. I think last time, certainly the camps I was involved in against England and Netherlands, we had a good crowd. We want to push that, you know, we want more people to come because I think when you've got that home backing, it's cliche, but it is that 12th player. Hopefully, looking ahead to that Slovakia game, you know, for them it'll be intimidating to come to Hampden with the fans that we've got there.
Siad gaid maha Sandy ní ciar a bhar agus he tegli na halapa cymíors na chanili asas a noch hai the gorstachu in the Serbia eiche hunye. Well, tolly tira call the me heen agus Suzanne Drasta hat Leanne Crichton. Leanne, thanks for joining us pitch side just now. Firstly, before we chat a bit about Sandy McKeever there, who we heard from in our halftime VT, thoughts on the first half from you so far?
Similar to the performances that we've seen of late. I think it was the edge towards the end of the half. I think Slovakia finished the stronger of the two sides, but just prior to that I felt Scotland had found more of an energy and more of an enthusiasm and an impetus to get forward, but it's just that final piece to the puzzle. It seems to be inside the box. It lets them down. There's been some good play in wide areas, but just not consistently enough that you really cause teams too many problems. So you would like to think that the second half they would try and improve in that.
Yeah, hopefully it does improve in the second half. We just heard from Sandy McKeever there, someone who came into the squad in the Nations League campaign, and it caused a bit of a stir when she replaced Lee Gibson as maybe the number one. What have you made of sort of her coming into the squad? Of course, the halftime VT has plagued her. She's injured for tonight's game, unfortunately. But what have you made of her coming into the side and adding a bit of competition to the number one spot?
I think it's always good. I think you need that, especially at international level. It's the best of the best. You want to constantly be pushed, and if you take Lee Gibson, who was effectively the number one before that, I know there's other goalkeepers that are there and thereabouts, and Jenna Fife, Eartha Cummings has come in as well. But you want to be pushed, and she looks certainly like an athlete. She looks like she's got the attributes to be a top goalkeeper. She's playing at a top club as well. So for me, I think you would embrace that, and I think Lee Gibson has managed to do that. I don't think she would have been fazed by the fact that there was that level of competition. I think you look to try and improve and show that you are the number one and that you can be better. And I think we're just lucky that we've got some good, competent goalkeepers as well that you can definitely rely on.
Yeah, Lee Gibson obviously making that big save at the end of the half. Suzanne, Sandy there, we don't know how bad her injury is, the extent of it. She isn't involved tonight, of course, but how concerning is it, I suppose, at the moment, this injury list that Scotland have? Because it is, the performances haven't been good enough, but in fairness to Pedro Martinez Losa, he's been plagued with a lot of injuries to big players.
Yeah, I think that there has been injuries to big players, but I think, that aside, I think the players that were on the pitch on Friday and the players that are on here tonight are still good enough to go and win these games in these fixtures, and I think we'll be looking to see a better, stronger performance in the second half.
You mentioned the second half, a big 3 points up for grab in the next 45, but looking ahead, 4 more games in this group after tonight. Double header to come in May and June against Israel. Leanne, looking at them, it simply just has to be 6 points.
It's got to be, but I think all the games in the group you should have looked at and effectively been targeting maximum points. We are the top seeded team in the group, so to probably put a spin on it on Friday night that it was a positive result, I think there's got to be a level of disappointment. But if they don't pick up maximum points tonight, then absolutely against Israel it's got to be a 6-pointer.
I asked Suzanne this at the top of the show, but how worrying is this run of form that Scotland are on at the moment, given how well the side were doing up to the 2019 World Cup, and have things almost stagnated? Have they even regressed?
I think to a point teams can be faced with those types of moments that they will stagnate. I think you mentioned there the amount of injuries that they've got. I think any top side would struggle to deal with that level of injury, and I don't think Scotland have been blessed at times with the depth of the squad that other nations probably do have when you look at that elite level. So when you lose players, it's going to have a huge impact on them. But what I do believe is that there's enough quality within the group that's still available, that should be able to win these types of games and give you the best possible chance to get back to the levels that we've certainly seen in 2017 and 2019 when we made it to major tournaments.
Finally, the Slovakian team are just coming out just now for the second half. Suzanne, finally from you, someone like Jane Ross up front there for Scotland, looking ahead to the second half, how do you get her more into the game?
Yeah, I think Leanne touched on it. I think when we get the ball into the wide areas and into the final third, it's that delivery. It's got to be better. We've got to be picking people out, particularly Jane Ross. She's good at getting those runs to get away from defenders to the front post in particular, but we need to find her with a quality delivery.
It's a big 45 minutes for Pedro Martinez Losa, Leanne.
Huge, absolutely huge. Yeah, must win for me. I think for everybody associated with Scotland, it would take a bit of pressure off as well and give them that belief that they can go into that double header, as you mentioned, against Israel and also get maximum points.
Thank you both for your contribution at half-time tonight, Leanne and Suzanne. You can head back up to commentary now. Agus well mar a hísio an skipian chinmach a dras was skipping a halapa cayu agus a dalmaking a goal edas who is gurniachadish Elaine MacLeod.
mór an tain gyfichel agus fés ag Leanne agus Suzanne ge fé malap yn y 3 pwyngyn agus fés chanin y gyhwlaniach y sio y Brain Park a Hamden ge fé mat yn y 3 pwyngyn a sy'n ein Pedro Martinez losa. Bi gilior i'r fi Eckerson rhaid a ag Leoch Schlia sy'n y ffeiking Rachel Corsi mae y brin rhaid squad gwlwtyn i brin fiaching sy'n y ffeiking y shit ne Tjach gyrach yn meirig y brin meirig y tîn Kirstine Harvey y fasein don y slwag y sio y Camden y Gleunia sy'n siachad an y doi hwg sy'n pek an dy hwgal y groichen leis ho safach schoflat sy'n fa cwysyn sy'n hiedle yn eisiau 3 karstel na hórach ag galop e fiaching na 3 pingin cydrymach a sy'n ein as nimerstach fiach na Euros yr un. Bal ard soos van y chŵl sy'n ffeichin Jane Ross dal fiaching ach ei hen o'n o'r sy'n chanel ei ting as y groich bwlwch Ced clever sy'n figi geiri a sy'n ffeichin sy'n cwtioch Sam Kerr dal sias for UNC agus gyffors noch i hen yr asydd y casan gymas gybalta tirach chi gorst yw shit Mataf Kova y fan hwcyn UNC sy'n y Sam Kerr Clark fiach an ting yr yrst i hyn nes i fal dol siachad e trwyr dol yr yrstach y ffacol Björn stolch eir y cwlwach alap y ffors noch leid Rachel Corsi i fiachga son y Björn sy'n y lianwg ma half eimydd Howard gyda gyhorst ymach dy Evans i hyn gyhorst y Smith yr eist G siachga sy'n gwybod Ma y gaman yn colwg sy'n hyd leach Chroediwch y bal y gydirig y fasid y gwybod Big on slwyd y gysid Idd Lisa Evans I think we've already seen Suzanne a bit more speed in the play in the second half than there was the whole first half.
Yeah, I think so. I think you know, there's no denying that would have been a huge talking point from the the management and the coaching staff to move the ball quicker and an opportunity here from the set piece to get the ball into the box early in the second half.
Bal gyfi Chingus Jack fo Fiona Brown y shot. Inter ni hyn stolch Jay Shidera geli ga gal Lisa Evans. Bydd gan dy Jesbyd y doli dyr y Covers on Evans ga gal. Fi Brown hwnna Mian yn y focsa. Ach. I'r falaf le cawn Slovakia nach. Sy'n o'r sy'n dolchorti. Diolch gyhorst. Cleichyd yn y leini gael. Mae'r Cova fan. Ach, gyffafarwch fe gelwg na halapa. Chad yr ein i si an leis. Caran for oorlog en shit voor in Cuthbert. Ach, en dan kerstdag gaan asente. Ja, kan wrakkig. Vers. Gas in Slovakia nog zat allemaal. Zo'n satel is jacht weer alappen. Ach, geriest. Sint-Jan getorst korm. Daar skippen fitter kopen. Tien mag ergens een leinige nacht voor het daai. Zo'n viking is shit. Joe gelijke. Voor alappen. Bal zoals van. Hanneke Rasku in Cuthbert. En hij bal zag het er hiertje. Shachat if Howard should get that. Slovakia ching there, so Zemberyova heen Stjachan Vokse. Hanelche Sibi Fashk. Should Zemberyova going rash in a puchtig. Case Jorumse Mayen Kuguna Gerecher shit. Hi Zemberyova Hanawar Peter Coppen Ked Sus Goharst. Suzanne, you can be your VAR tonight. What do we make of this?
I don't think there's enough in it, to be honest. Yeah, it's one of those, you know, nowadays you maybe see them being given. For me, there's probably not enough in it, but I think before that, you know, I think Slovakia have got a great chance if they, you know, if they get the ball out from under their feet to have a strike at goal. And again, you know, it just shows the danger that they do pose when they break. They are causing us, you know, huge problems.
Yeah, we see Skornikova there. She almost expected, I think, defenders around her. She had so much room and so much time.
Yeah, she actually turned on the ball when, you know, she didn't really need to. Just get it out from under her feet and, you know, a free strike at goal.
Corum Gita ik Slovakia bal Chodesjach. Junsi Vokse. Himerova Sjach Gunnefos de Goel. Jenna Clark. Jenna Kama. Jach Gierig Arst. Skune Hulchin Chele. As you would expect there from Jenna Clark, just clearing that. Fairly simple when you've got her height advantage on some of the others.
Yeah, I was going to say she's probably one of the favourites to win the ball when it goes into either box, either attacking or defending.
Balachin Shach for Mikolayova. Now find Shachat with Jane Ross. Ik foste Uiketa. I guess it's Docherty son finding an Ashkatol's spot. Heen het al rash go. Jenna Clark. Lee Gibson Kairi Lorovoxi heen. Shin Shach minutes in a Shach. Dan Darnley. Korumba Slovakia, I guess. Vachkas and Kayus on break finish. Hajach Kugunu Rachel Lish. And Yeva Vashit Gita. I guess Marshin past Guntel. Rachel Corsi, the Penisa Hugishit, Peter Kopen, Police Shitay Gingach, Haro Rachel Corsi, Yelena Pekovic, or Rachel Shaw Camden, Haroara Huxibi Cleunia, a Hafiskabi Buchtaich, Gagus, Stoch Skipping a Halape, Smania Huganishti, the Vaingi, is Jagatig, Arahug. Gust Natal Guttermach Argentine. Ball Ard Suez. Hatal the Fee Brown Suez who fat and Clyde hit their Gian. Kosikova a shit. Ray Rash Sanik ball. Fat I'm switching to boy Kosikova van. Coole dream. Groe van mijn break finish naar Sian Marcin. Bruin er eerst geëind. En als je heen Jane Ross via ging bouwlijn is. Ach, als je een faking. Slovakia nog in de laar. Femer staat zijn kruigen leed shit. Bartovic Kova van. Jespet de dal. Het er Fischerova is Cuthbert. We have coalition ball. Is al op het. Via een bekend te goedjem Gomel in shit. Sin tíirech ar a gáil amach. Big close at the dal in a Vengi, Pedro Martinez Losa. Sin faking Leanne Ross a thirst. Big and Corlet. Sophie Howard in a leak alashit. Ball Joch Garage or a shin, I guess. Gamig Jenna Clark Walnul, I guess Skipler who Merach Garaini Hain. Evans ga chumlasteach go horst the Rachel Corsi Hain fiaching. The Shabal line, she was galad, Hanai hid shit the Yanos higher a howl. Ach, the Shishin and Baltier Dolmach, the Canafar. Ball are Soos for Sophie Howard. Tierach big and Kusid. It's on Lisa Evans. We see movement on the Scotland bench. We think it's going to be Claire Emsley and Jamie Lee Napier coming on. What kind of changes do you think that will make to the Scotland side?
Yeah, I'm not surprised particularly to see Claire Emsley. I don't think we've had particular joy in some of the wings in terms of our final ball. We know Claire has got that in her, and I think Pedro will be looking for her to come on and try and affect the game in that way. I think it's fair to say that in the last 5-10 minutes Slovakia are growing in confidence. You can see that they've sort of released that sort of hold and bank of players that they've had, and they're feeling more confident to go and press the Scotland team.
Sinna faking Nahara Hien Shin Tachers Drastic Claire Emsley Chingid Nache Fiona Nichilagain. Chevo Glasgow City Chinye Son Che Son Clyke Son Angel City Nolas Nistachin Enigche. I guess Chin Kuchok faking Kirsty Smith, Chinye, Jamie Lee Napier, Chinye. Naha Chisha. Nashin Thorst. You draste Arahusby the structure Gallopet, Kerricka Hole. Initially Napier, Howard, Clark, Stockerty. There's some through the Mianafarke. Sam Kera Hashin Lishavel, Corsi Gang Inisht, Cuthbert Colleruas and Mianafarke the Gallopin och. I guess Suska Harst Norshin Hashin initially Evans, Ross, I guess Claire Emsley in Dowset. The kid Jayatola Hachers just a bacon as later I had a heen. Satalas Jack Gu, Lisa Evans, must be Darna Cora McAlliper, Shitiano, Jamie Lee Napier, Iriushkavi Gagal. Emsley, she had so Hugaike the Vine. Yes, Gahal Sispacht, Ihane, like Jane Ross a couple, Skippel there, Ashkas. Ball lying at Ash, I guess, Gahorst and Norshin to Lisa Evans. Evans in a leak out. Keist Stoge of Vostokova. And yeah, serve Repe Valnach. Evans Doshias KU. No question in my mind, at least, that was a free kick.
Yeah, it's a definite free kick. It's better play from Lisa Evans. She's certainly been taken out there. I'm actually surprised the referee's not given a yellow card perhaps for that as well. But hopefully Scotland can work something here and try and get the opening goal in this game.
Evans a hound for the Stach van de Foster Goel. That's Sophie Howard Gafeu. Ihena ha fine avail in Stach. Kate agus het al raad jaar wie na Halappe. Feiking Chinga Falavlish ha Skornakova. Captain Slovakia Janokama. Inúne Huki Tars Corum gan scored fat ach Shinchirach Broarst Dal Tarsing Vo Marakova agus Chorokus Kunarst Gichaun Howl if Tail Lee Gibson is in. Amesley, Dallas J. Avail, Hashid Clark. Not going to score up a good follow. Cuthbert, tuned like UNC until Horst Norse and the Amesley. Amesley going at Asheriest, Dol Shachat, Rihichi, Repuchtu Galarkata. I guess Marava, Evans Rikianilla, Himerova, Retuvse, illegal clear Amesley. As he finds Rutigan as a Groich. Cheekly, General Kinchok gille Valet de Vuur, Jishal, I guess that's not Chichjarst, Cuthbert of his arm. Van een foste goeler is Clark, I guess Howard! Sophie Howard te galpen, Paul Vria van Beren Cuthbert, I guess Koele, ikke foste goel. Ach, Sophie Howard, Gierig na Sarsje na Kai, I guess it could. En 3 miles in code, Show Camden, in Cassin, Alpe, Dal Turlet Hoshach. Wonderful ball in here from Erin Cuthbert.
Yeah, it's all in the ball. You know, great pace on it. You know, Erin knows exactly who she's trying to find there, and Sophie Howard, such a threat in the air, gets up high, gets up early, and you know makes that ball her own, and a really strong header into the back of the net. And you know, finally Scotland have got that goal. You can see how much it means to not only Sophie but the team as a whole. They really needed that, and you know they get themselves ahead in the game.
And I'm sure they'll be hoping now that that's the first of a few, rather than a nervy 1-0.
Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes when, you know, particularly performances maybe haven't been, you know, where they want them to be, sometimes just getting that goal can relieve the pressure, allow you to play a bit more freely, and hopefully, as you say, you know, the team can go on here to get a few more goals and make it a more comfortable victory on the night.
Doherty, Art, Suescu, Jane Ross, Ihane for Pick and Olach, Pangin Corum, Gahorst, Erashte, Doherty, Ihane, Gang Erash. Well, Stochel Biggies on a val, Hatal Shachan of Oxe, Ha Norsen, Doherty, Giano Shin, Tanaigi, Che Slovakia, Noch, Lish, Feminist, Tuntag, Erash. Van de Che Woorden Hill, Sophie Howard, Shin Inish, Keru Till, Eichgeschit, the Galape. Jamie Lee Napier, Giano Ma, en she hier zo erg zit, daarna zo erg stogen. We gaan Barakiri als een hij fijn kan Noorsen Chile gerasje is. Bekende strategie change schach het krijgen in meer ervaring gejuist en een Viking Cuthbert is het legal en ik ga haal. Hij is het illegal. Ik kijk het er naar I guess. Bekante vuchtig. Zemberajova. Dalshias. Skorum. Noorsenik. Slovakia. Chile Slovakia. I guess. Doet ik in de grote gaat heen. En ik kijk het er naar Gian. Le Suez. Fashet, terug. Weer hier, I guess. Chavi Peter Kopen, Tolice, Lena Chunika shit. Bekanis Koik Minachin Herichit, Rihin, Shoy Camden, Alapatil, Ganyoni at Hoshach. Doherty, Jano Gillior, and Kunnerst. Vuch ugishit, ach, Schnefeiking. Graunek, Slovakia, Tra Bartovichkova. Aha. Satellistjach. Napier, Dolarash for picking the wool shit for Morichkova. Hij heen gehorste Lee Gibson. Gibson fijn korm klootje heen. Gaan jullie heen tolletje kata. Tjach een kunners daar shit brein je box ach heen galoppen. Ach het jen ook maar klootje magas en kunners chin. Is van korm chin. Brishig zo is. Pedro looks relatively pleased there, but we also see Lee Gibson at the back not particularly happy with the pass she got.
No, she wasn't. I don't think she wanted to be played into that trouble, but you know she's comfortable with the ball at her feet.
Clark Kavashit, Chud Emach Yunsi, Claire Emsley, Kmula Hadi Hashit. All art soos Yunsi, Sam Kerr of Shittach. Iedere Heens, Jane Ross, Ganai Galappe, Smach Geditje. Faking Corsi for all of shit, I guess. Well, en Cuthbert de Chinga Shach and Nelly Hain, Tolice, Stoche, Le Maraha, Zembrayova, Kloike. Skiu Sorsche, Stratakis Njerst, Hanen en Cuthbert no de High Kloike, Galappe, I guess, gaming it at Kloike Chelsea, High the Scunyalas, the Picken Hacken in a Galov. Sin captain of Achke in Champions League na ban Kuchok. Shelting a short space agus Urim Mehik and Corrigan a squad should take Chelsea ye. Joe Chloike Riest Bo Cuthbert I mean Niem Pishara Joe Highly Avail Nicky Town Hall Care the Corum Turus Chile Glish Gita faking Jane Ross for Olach I guess Shinafakal Alaba Dolarash Chnijikli Achgahin Clark, Dal Suez, Junsi Lena A. Ach, faking Gifame Corsi Stries and a ball lying at Ash. Ball on Norsen Art, Shachadith, Nicola Doherty, I guess Jack Kushn the British she is Riest. Emsley, it'll be click it, give a G dock for Haniki, Fatna Paingi. De Tevkli te galoppen. Heen. Dag is hangen Rashi eerst. Ballen voor Sophie Hurd. Hoe die Rashi. Is kan een beetje Noorsen. Pick and pound say yen on Ballenhorst to Nicola Doherty. Doherty a Lorok. Well, hi Lorok Gadoshach pre finish. Ganelli fang shin. Hi fang guitar pre poshan. Ach Nicola Doherty keen chochas. Gre pre finish of a Corrivian. I think that would be a fortunate penalty to get.
It's not a penalty. Good play, good interchange from Claire Emsley and Nicola Docherty, but you know it's not a penalty. It does strike the arm, but it's it's in against the body.
Cuthbert ball Irish chun fós de húl. Jake Lee ching amach the hon tuchim to Jamie Lee Napier gata agus a buchgal man goors de vok se week. Tiro a tuchim mit Bialu Jane Ross. Hai heen Gary Prepashan Hajachi Fashke Horsti. He shin Interesse Hanneke ball amach de Jamie Lee Napier. Va buchgal man goors to this nagas of Vokse. And it's almost a case of how didn't that go in for Scotland?
Yeah, it certainly was a corner as well. I think that the Scotland players were adamant. You can see it clearly comes off the Slovakia defender and goes behind.
Sinna feiking dras Chelsea Cornet Chinid and that's just Sam Kerr. Darna Arachug, well in Trace Arachug and Darna Unit the Pedro Martinez losa túnta chun a bhain giacha. A charíist a Claire Emsley chingar leis an ball sin tíra chuir gáil amach gata. Réir leis réitire. We saw the ball go out there, but Emsley's been very direct since she come on.
Yeah, she has. I really like her as a player. I think that's what she brings. She is very direct, great feet, capable of going by a player and can also put in a really good delivery, and she's certainly brought that to the game since she came on.
We've seen Chelsea Cornet come on just there as well. Sam Kerr coming off. How do you think that will change things from a Scottish point of view?
Probably not too much. I think Chelsea Cornet, I think she well merits her place in the side. I think domestically she's been a really strong performer all season, and I think what she can potentially give this Scotland side is she has a real threat and a real eye for goal. I think she had a really strong game the other night, and I think she's a really good player, technically really comfortable with the ball at her feet, and I think she's slotted well into the midfield over the last couple of games.
Alapa listen till it Hoshach Biat Kiri Barak Nashin Ekolska Chile Slovakia Anamach as a game 5 minutes nummer Shin Regal Hast Unikilior Darna till line maar van Mikra Unikilior Kuchok Ik Slovakia Chile Gistach the Groy Cornet Dol she is a shit Fang and serve rape I guess Corum Ik Alaperius ne Clicky Dornart van a goal Zat al zo eens Schachen of ook ze. Bekend de Jispet Dalle Draast. Gaat een afriscussie in with Paul. Zo'n kutjach geveiking. Skipper goed Czech Slovakia. Jano Jishal. Ked na Jeffer Jalavan Who Steve Oak said Jay Tachurst ek serve rape na Prepashan na Shian Marshin was like Clyketer Huckner Stachri Erin Cuthbert could have ball a shach and it vokes it Tiching Kushana get the Kiri Shin Cuthbert to Hound you can see Howard did he Howard Gahorst she is the Horsey I guess this ball to Corsi, Harris, in a match at Harsing, Howard did Fidok, she is. A great chance. We'll see again whether she was offside or not, but.
Yeah, I think she is.
Yeah.
I think the offside flag spares Rachel's blushes. I think her eyes would have lit up there. She's always in and around the box looking for that ball to drop, and yeah, I think Sophie's just mistimed her run there. Again, good, initial leap to win the first ball. But yeah, Rachel, I think, would have been relieved to see the offside flag come up. Cornet, Kuchum, Ishid, Ed, Himirova.
ha Slovakia ching yr ers leis yr eist. So, chnela twtchym dy galapus doi syfiad y geri. Corsi y shit. Wel, eitr I hyn agos cornet. Dors yn bal siacha dyr eist. Tŵnta eich leis hag Skorvankova. Y ching yr ers dyr ysa Zembrejova. Yr ers yr eist agos I hyn a haca aing yr ash. Fochwtchym cornet yr eist ach iddor y focsa. Bal y twtchym idr G-ish. A twtchym yr eist gaif ach. A brachtach y leisweithio y Suez. Gan i'n bal y dol. Gan y fog. Gan y dyl. Forstenoch dy galapa. Skorvankova fa shit. Mis mewn i'ch ywch eich iawn hawl. Matavkova van gachwyd I yw'n sy'n hyl. She agos captain Slovakia. Ychwyd ysdiach. Gan hyl ach faidd cwlw lein I Gian. Just shows the danger Scotland could face in the last 20 minutes or so. 15 minutes now.
Yeah, I think there, fortunately for us, you know, two Slovakia players get in each other's way there as they try to get that shot on goal, and then, you know, the Slovakia player finds herself in an offside position. But, you know, certainly as we said, you know, they're not holding that block that they were, you know, throughout most of the first half.
Cuthbert to Jenna Gama, Gutchavail, Agus Joe Savalig, Huch Jamayeri to Jane Ross, Having the Gary Chase Biela, the Galapus dog, Biel with Hill, Agus Room Gillior Eiche, Ach, Corinchiova, Gain Giroch, Iterne Cassaneiche. Great work from Cuthbert, and you wouldn't want anyone else but Jane Ross.
Yeah, it's great play from Erin Cuthbert. You know, she doesn't give up pressing, and a real opportunity there to seal the 3 points. Jane Ross, she does well, gets it onto her left foot, and she'll be disappointed with that strike.
Aardige Jean van Slovakia gaan groei. We zijn Viking Hemerova. We hoorden het hier til de Slovakia. Skardova, Ching het naar haartje. Che het toch niet blindje ook gegeus. Gelijk een poplocht in Jack. Cuthbert aan na gyfi gagal. Is er eerst gelijk het ernaast Clark, Corsi, Howard, Ulusuas as a vokse. Claire Emsley call it. Get nach kan het ook groei heen. Stel ook gyfi fijn til like jawn. De dooi Clarks, Howard, dollar aan te gele. Misschien een Viking al op kudjem er eerst in Slovakia. Ach, de Ropricha en het Russen. Reinhard Gillior. Zat alles jaag een. Misschien een Viking aardige geching. We hebben al op kudjok. Misschien een Viking Amy Rogers, Jano Jishal. Geching het kudjok. Misschien een tikching stok wel. Sarah Ewens, Jenna Chishal Chin Faravengi, the Galapa. Goshin Chera get the shit on a big convention. Draste, Alape, Fiachemri Kudrish, and in a hell a hachke. Do some minutes to go like Hamden. Ball Suez, Gwerin Cuthbert, Cuthbert's Jane Ross, Gachlik Eichtere. Gaskillo maken Noorsen de Lisa Evans. Evans like Corum gaat de stach in de bokse. Cheeing eke vast de goal shit van Chelsea corner ball touchem. De Cuthbert die eerst jacht Gerard Kusraars the shit. And that's one of the best bits of play we've seen from Scotland all afternoon. Yeah,
it was really good play. Out wide, it's a really good ball in from Lisa Evans, and you know, we're first to react to the second ball there, and you know, Erin. How many times have we seen her from that position, you know, put it into the top corner? Unfortunately, you know, she just gets a little too much on it and over the crossbar.
Siad díreach a dal amach. Bhana Cheek Lee. He's all up a gal bacon chicken. Fáing ar ascatá, Jamie Lee Napier. Is satalisteach, Hanneke Hain for a Vengi. Eiche Uer Sean Isht Camden nach Haitirim. Smashin Feuga Shaw. Fiscal Gillior and York Kitchera Gain Karanamach Kitchok. Satalisteach a shit. Well, Kishtinig Kutch, wat heel na halpe, Russian Pulloch Logal, no nach Roach. Ball of Ria was shit. I guess Jamie Lee Napier, Giano Magami shit. Giano. Hij in de Noorsen, Lee Gibson, a good for Oorlog. Ha Gibson, I guess Cornet. Giano Kilyorkis. You hear the Gunnerst. Hanger Falav, I guess Noorsen, either Doherty's Emsley, Halape. Chile so as a varke. It's a great tackle on the far side with Jamie Lee Napier.
I was just going to say that it was great timing. You know, she's did really well to match her for pace, and she times that tackle perfectly, because if she gets that one wrong, it's a penalty kick.
Yeah, that's the kind of one where everyone's kind of covering their eyes.
Yeah, exactly. But she times it really well. You know, she's probably been brought into that position just to try and combat that threat of the pace down Slovakia's left-hand side, and yeah, she times that one really well.
Steach na 10 minuten meierig. Sin haast de feu na haar hien. If sin is mention of a chin kiu, sin a feikin gal. En look at er in ifne Lynchid Buyach go er ashore. Smashin stochen nog hel at chin Bullock se spot haast. Bale Suez the Doherty Unity Emsley. Fi se G Jach en nach Jach shit marva call. Satalis Jach. Corum Tasha who er is. Ik galope JV Kutchevel. Bal vrie voor Chelsea Cornet. Nog stogen pik aan kussen. Daniel Cuthbert Genoma. Gachomel Stace Gahorst Dash. De Cornet. Clark. Voor Jehan Jicheri het slacht. Gahorst Noorsen Corsi. Corsi via Henry. Cuthbert dying. Erik Jan Halsje Emsley is Doherty has 3 de Hans en Noshan. Doherty le bal via Stach en de Vokse. Genel Tuchem Bullock Jarst, I guess vaste. Corsi Chin van Vroik. Le Stoch in Kjal. Corsi's looking to cap this 150th appearance with a goal.
Yeah, it's been a long time since she scored a goal from that range, but I can say that. But yeah, no, she's took the strike on, got the corner. You know, and Scotland will be looking to try and put this game out of sight.
Erin Cuthbert of his Kutchok of Fiaching when Charles asked her a shin and is like Corum Ballach with the Stach and the Vokse. She Corsi by a Warrock. Jane Roska Horst Giroch Stoch of Farakiaun. Shit, ik foste ei. We'll see this one here. Looks like Jane Ross just nicked it off Corsi's head.
Yeah, I think she did. You can see Rachel's reaction. Jane's obviously not had the shout and came out and tried to flick it on, but I think Rachel's clearly in the better position there.
And clearly in the goal scoring mood. Evans, good Cuthbert, Illegal, Hain, Fang Rashko Kassin, Mia nach Skippelte. Big and Korug, Iteri Hain, I guess, hard Chodje, Slovakia, ach, Shina Thorst, Corum, the Galape, Hashina Faking, Gival Jenna Clark, Chinye, Nache, Amy Rogers. I guess Kutchok, as je feikin Jane Ross, doet me iedere reini stogen een bouwhorst van Kjaun, Rachel Corsi. I guess Nache Jane Ross ha Sarah Ewens Chinydd ar y fydrych eich gysio. Bydd yn tegarach yw Ching yw crw alapa. Da fe, sy'n ffeiking corsydd dwysym yn as mi yn y lein y hwyl. Sy'n ydych ymwyl ysdiach le Evans ach fa Ewens stolch y cwlw leina Gian. Alpa fiach yn rhi Slovakia chwmel as nos yn y hasid. Tyrus son ag skip yn y halapa fys yn sadal ysdiach. Clafbert cymol cwtwm ysydd lein y Gian ag Slovakia edrych i hein agos Amy Rogers agos Jamie Lee Napier hwyd yn yw hwyd cheach fiach yn rhi Slovakia chymol sy'n nos yn ach mae Ierig ha Zembrajova ting ymach. Ball ard Suez UNC She Sophie Hurd ha Ching yr ersleis ha Chelsea Cornet ysydd gahorst de Claire Emsley dollar Ashwell hip ysydd y chawl ach ha Cornet gachleich tre nôr sy'n de Sarah Ewens gahorst yr as de Emsley. Ching yr asgwr Cornet iddo o fod sy'n ced o Cormaich sy'n yn y glachgig. Sy'n ffeiking ysydd gyfel Zembrajova i'r ligal. I hyn agos Howard agos ha cwtioch Gerin Cuthbert iddo fi stri na I chéile. Sy'n ffeiking cwtioch Mikhaila Jova a Chinie van Gelig Slovakia. Chingit na ha tishe ha Diana Lemasova. Chiganyeun ha gleich as yn ostyd. Ni gael courage a chast na cleichydryn Gian Suez as y fwg seg alapa. Chanialad gyda'n bal I gwn sy'n y cleichydryn sy'n gyda. Ys cynnwys dy sio, mae ha tŵtym dy Claire Emsley, ha dy hwch bwlach. Ys che glei choffade ymach as y fwg seg. Emsley Gian o mag gyda. Smach aing yr y fydd, mae Ierig Hall, choffasg. Eidd Cian na parke, ysdiach yn y fwg seg yn eich down seg. Mae iddo gol siachad i'r unig he yn eich Chelsea Cornet. Tiwntag. Agus ni llawn hawl Slovakia gwybod i'r ffalaf leis Suzanne might be a tough one, but I'll ask you to choose tonight's player of the match.
Yeah, I think it's a tough one. I don't think anybody has really stood out and takes it quite convincingly. But I'm going to go for Rachel Corsie. I think that she was asked to play the midfield role tonight. I think she did it really well. She was really comfortable in the ball. I think particularly in the second half, Scotland needed a leader and they needed to stick together, and on her 150th cap I think she can be pleased with her performance, and she's managed to hopefully captain the side to victory here tonight.
Sin Rachel Corsie, Kate Galéche agus úrim sár chluicheadar a game cúteach go bhí éiche Joe Oper Galé isiid go Lee Gibson catá géimigí tí amach Yemigi should the Vuhug sa sport. Sinna feichging Kajach Jimmy Lee Napier legal. Sin Kajach a feichging Gabi Kayu 3 minutes in Varach. Agus Joe Ober ishid vo Lee Gibson again. Groi ting amach against Jamie Lee Napier. Chara sin could drugs a biore, I guess. Sin a feiching. Alpe fine in Ashketal station. Marigamus na Bail Evi in the Torch. Shachat. Alpe inisht. So it's the Yarst. Sin feiching Lisa Evans. Go Horst go Sarah Ewens. Heen come out Kuchum. Id line of Gian Slovakia ach Charo Gileor I guess an ball gut agus Corum an Ocean Slovakia. Dollarash Shirige Itil Yo Pound Givesen agus if he cock Kutramach dollar now Alape. That's an immersed shot. Hashin a faking attack wel. Prachtig, Lies Rachel so is sin vaak al nach heel. Een bal vroeg hij galoppen. Sin faking van Art en is Saha Korenchiova. Sin mag as een volk zeige. Sin faking Joel gelijke is het dit er Cornet Rogers en Amesley Norsen gehorst Sarah Ewens. Heen Kate Dal Ewens in Noshan. Corum tune dag Haniel Che an Elenia Gorum na Halappe. As a volk sin gata. Is a Kuguna Dal to Sarah Ewens. Haniel Doherty Jado more an Aster. So as a fark Ewens if he gal in Satalis Jach. Sin Jach. Dan a vintage me yerig gan an Unie. Harish in the new the Hijikali. Alapatil Ganyoni at Hoshach. Fisachke Givelat. Kayu Draste. Give you find the 3 ping and a Fisachke Kuchak Kunorstan. Then 5 Slovakia, Suis, Farks, Sport. So faking Cuthbert Gata, Iteri Hain, I guess Ewens. Fiaching, Mission Ball Humal. Ach, Sin faking Cuthbert to Norsten. Bartovichkova, le pikant chor eiter a chéile have Jay Bachor gonna reach it in or Clayheaders to be Vigiano as a game Shaw. Sinna Shorsa with me never is a horstus. Bree Erin Cuthbert, of course the Barach Riesha Rishin 3 mile Kiat Fichit a Shachniach a Haneke Shaw Gehamden and Och. Agus Rish in Yanila Haked Marshapane Egentai Sophie Howard who until the Galoppe Sophie Howard who the 3 pingen in the Town Hall the Galoppe Reike for the Gleichheid Stoge Gemassigetig nog Gemassigerig Ganel Shinke Jeffer in the Town Hall and the door you had to find the pingen Bekist in the Lenting Stoge me in the Corman Gruigat no Nacht the Gruigat Harish in the game. Ach sin a feichging Rachel Corsie Kate Galéche Beiche Sophie Howard Breenry Kuchach Lisa Evans in diolas aha ymysg fyin aha shit agus until y tîn van y lein y gian. So fi herd efo Girig Sws ys cwn chaich ysdeg grip efo shit fo Erin Cuthbert chwn y ffos dy chŵl agus sy'n y ffacal gyfel alapa I criach na hwg isio ag parc a Hamden parc a Narsantyn a halapa Teil Gynioni idd hosiach idd Slovakia.
Tablette Gajera Erlang y gaddys tron y gêm ac yn fat. Agus fes i'n sŵl aicherach idd ma'n ha sy'n y ffacal bwyn bi y gas y tfar y fel alapa agus hat y dol os cwn Slovakia sŵs gan darna acher le cedd pwyngen cola the Serbia ac mwloch na bwynge agus wel Slovakia yn ysg sa dres of acher agus Israel ac bewn na bwynge. Wel, sy'n alapa y bwyn chwch na pwyngen y fa gymal lwch fer agos a ha gymal lwch fer gais yn sy'n ymwysach son ffain gwna euros yn naflyn agos gef sy'n biach fo Suzanne yn draste idd y game sy'n. Suzanne, job done. The table's looking far better now. Table Group B2 for Scotland. Overall thoughts on the 90 minutes?
Yeah, I think second half Scotland certainly improved. I think they did start to move the ball a lot quicker. I think when they got into the final third, you know, their use of the ball was better. But most importantly, they got the 3 points. You know, it was a great goal from the set piece, and at the end of the day, you know, the 3 points is the most important thing.
Well, the 3 points is the most important thing, but what else can Scotland take from this performance? Is there much? Because maybe there is a feeling of, we see the side in the huddle just now. What do you think they'll be trying to take from this game into the rest of this campaign?
I think it's what we spoke about in terms of the confidence and being a bit more direct in the use of the ball in the final third. It certainly probably wasn't at the level they wanted in the first half tonight or indeed in Friday night, but they improved in the second half. You know, they've got the 3 points, and I think they know the next 2 fixtures as well. They're more than capable of going and getting 6 points in those, and you know, it's about, you know, putting these performances together, you know, on a run and trying to get that improvement.
Rachel Corsie there, of course, player of the match from yourself, and great scenes there with the rest of her teammates. For her personally as well, and you know her, Suzanne, it's a special night for her.
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive for her. It's massive for her family. You know, I've been a teammate at Rachel's. I've seen her, you know, come from being a young player at Glasgow City to where she is now. You know, she's a leader. She's a captain of her country, and you know, 150 caps. It's, you know, it's some achievement, and I'm sure she'll be certainly sitting there proud tonight. And she was setting the example. You said it when you picked her as player of the match. She played in that number 6 role tonight, usually in centre back for Scotland. We saw her there against Serbia, but yeah, she stood up tonight, particularly at moments in that second half. Yeah, and I think she had to, and I think she knows she had to as well. She would have known that, you know, the performance in the first half wasn't good enough. They needed to perform better in the second half, and you know, I think she stepped up. You know, she played in a different role tonight, but no matter where she plays, she's a leader. You know, and I'm really happy for her to get the 150 caps.
Let's have a look back at the goal that decided the game, the one goal that decided the game, and it came from, no surprise really, Sophie Howard. She had a couple of half chances, you'd say, in the first half, but yeah, a great header from her at the back post. Yeah, it's a great header. She's certainly the focal point for the set pieces, but you know, it's a great delivery from Erin Cuthbert. I think it's the first time there was pace on the delivery, and Sophie gets up well, connects with it, and scores that goal. Well, delighted now to be joined by player of the match, and of course 150 caps now for Scotland, Rachel Corsie. Rachel, how does that feel after 150 caps for Scotland and to get the 3 points tonight?
I think the biggest thing is just a bit of relief that we got the result. A lot of people are talking about the pressure we're under, and I think we're working away. I think there's been good performances, but results have been difficult, and tonight I think it was just really nice to win. You mentioned there the pressure coming into this one, and outside noise, I suppose it all is. What were you saying? Is that something you were maybe saying to the players at the end of the game? You know, just try and use this and kick on for the rest of the campaign. I think it's just enjoy the feeling. I think in the last few games we've played, there's been a lot of good things, but obviously everyone looks at the scoreline, so do we, and we want to win games. We need to win games to get where we want to get to, and tonight I think, Slovakia were very good. They made it difficult. They got people behind the ball, and and the level's gone up so much that when people play with a low block, it's very difficult to create really clear-cut chances. So it was nice to. I think once we got the lead, I think we were comfortable, and it was just a good feeling to get the 3 points.
And I know you're not an individual and you're a team player, but tonight is a special night for yourself. I'm wondering how you've got more caps than me still, but no, tell us how much tonight means to you.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is my family are here, and they've been the ones that have made it possible for me to even get the first opportunity. So it's really nice that they've been able to come and support and see so many of the games, and tonight especially. And obviously I'm really proud of every single one of the caps. It's an incredible feeling to play for your country.
Looking back at this game tonight, particularly at times in that first half, it looked like maybe there was missing that cutting edge in the final third. What was the message from Pedro at half time?
He actually addressed the back line rather than the front line. So, I think that in games the first half will always be tight because, as I say, the levels improved so much, and they obviously came here to make it difficult. So I felt we've gotten behind. The final ball was just a little bit lacking, but you sort of know as the game goes that if we keep doing the right things, more and more chances will come, and you're just looking for that one final ball that does come off or lands on Jane's head or at the back post, someone coming in. So I think those are the things we've worked on this week, and there's probably still a little bit of work needs done as always, but you just have to keep going, and we found a way tonight, and that was the biggest thing.
You did indeed. And Rachel, thank you so much for speaking to us tonight. And once again, congratulations, 150 caps for Scotland. So we can let you go now. Thank you.
Thanks.
Rachel. And 150 caps. And I suppose summed the game up well in many ways. And you can see that from Rachel leading from the front, the captain, and she's shouldering some of the responsibility, and the players are shouldering some of the responsibility as well.
Yeah, that's just who she is as a player. As I said, the manager can set out his stall, set out his tactics, but the players have got to go and execute. And when they go over that white line, I know the likes of Rachel take it upon themselves to correct things in the game. And I think we've seen a big difference in the second half. And
they have to keep this going now. I mean, mainly just winning games, get that feel-good factor, like Rachel said, back into the group. And of course, 2 big games against Israel, and we mentioned it with Leanne at half-time. It has to be 6 points out of 6.
Yeah, I think that is clearly the target, 6 points out of 6. But I think they will also want to be building on the performance, improved performance, creating more chances, trying to add more goals to their game. But listen, in a qualifying campaign, it's all about the results, and they'll be going on it all out to get the 6 points. Are you feeling a bit more positive about this Scotland side now after that 90 minutes still? Is there maybe still more that needs to come from them? Yeah, I think they know they can probably do more as well. You touched on it at half-time. They are missing key players. We can't overlook the miss of Caroline Weir. She's a world-class player, would get into any side, and I think, but we said the group of players here know that they're capable of more. I think they'll go out and they'll show more in the next few games. And listen, there's a long way to go in the campaign, and I think it's about staying positive. There is indeed. And Suzanne, thank you for your contribution being with us tonight. Suzanne Lappin and the Hin agus Díadach Cúsnar Fadachug Cheha Hing and Shaw Eid BBC Alpa Bishing Adash Le League a Hin Hamilton at all na skippen Hicks of Dichkishit Jasarnia Sichin Fichit Minichin a Shawi Coic Nursion at Ashkin and SWPL Partick Thistle at all na Celtic Agus Shaching Yamadach Hearts at all a night Rangers. Sin Cavore Vuing of an Afarke Nashanta Tapalisha Alpa Edna Puingen Vunik. Eiche Weigave and Draste.